I wouldn't have cursed out that one executive at the record label that put me on the blacklist.
Did you actually invent the 360 deal yourself?
I wouldn't say I invented the 360 deal. As what I needed.
Sisqo laughed off the rumors, making it clear they didn't define him. He and his wife, Elizabeth, have been together since 2003 and have 2 kids. When asked if the talk ever got to him, he shrugged it off. "Not at all. I used it to my advantage," he said. People would say Sisqo's gay, and I'd just go, "Oh yeah? Cool. Tell you what, leave your girl with me, and she'll have your answer by morning." But there's way more to Sisqo's story than just the rumors. He's been open about how the industry turned its back on him, even hinting that big-name execs, especially Liar Cohen, shut doors on him when he stopped playing by their rules. And even though Thing Song was his biggest hit, Sisqo barely owns the rights to it. That's right, he got finessed out of a huge bag just because he didn't lock down his business the right way. So what really happened to Sisqo? Did he just peak too soon and make some bad deals? Or was he pushed out for refusing to play along with something bigger behind the scenes? Let's get into it. You never spoke out about it though. "I never heard you say anything." "I did once," Sisqo said. "And that's when the blacklist started. After that, you never heard from me again. I disappeared. That's when it all changed." In the game, a singer, songwriter, producer, dancer, and actor, Sisqo made waves in the music industry with his undeniable talent, especially in the R&B scene. Now, let's take it back to 1999 when he dropped his solo debut album, Unleash the Dragon. This album was a whole vibe, and I'm sure we all remember the iconic Thong Song, and incomplete you couldn't escape Thong Song. It was a worldwide anthem. The beat. Sisqo was the lead singer of Dru Hill, bringing crazy energy, smooth vocals, and wild dance moves that had the whole world vibing. He'd been grinding since '95, winning awards and dropping hits, both with the group and as a solo artist. But after all that success, things started to slow down. Sisqo says it wasn't just a rough patch, he was blacklisted by the industry's top dogs after he started pushing back against their shady ways. Sisqo said the problem started when the higher-ups began calling him difficult to work with. That label got him pushed out, and before he knew it, the industry was shutting doors in his face. All because he refused to play by their rules. And it wasn't just any executive he went up against. It was Liar Cohen, Jay-Z's mentor, and one of the most cutthroat figures in hip-hop. Sisqo didn't hold back, saying, "You happy now?" Liar blacklisted a lot of people. "I was the first. I was black, and I was on that list. I think I started it." If you don't know about Liar Cohen, he's known for being one of the biggest culture vultures in the game. He's even said himself that he pushes hip-hop culture through the artists he signs because it makes him the most money. Sisqo remembered a quiet moment with Earl, saying, "We were up in Lake George." Earl loved just sitting there with his fishing pole. He'd stay on that dock for hours, just lost in thought. It was really sad. He went on, "The biggest problem I've seen, and been a part of, is the opioid and syrup crisis. It's tough. I can't just ignore it." The crack era was hard, but at least rappers were showing what it was like to fall into that life. "I thought that was important." Sisqo spoke up, saying, "The spotlight on crack, even though it was tough and really hurt a lot of people, especially women, it did help shift the course of the crack epidemic. But this opioid thing? I don't get it. Being a crackhead wasn't cool back then, and it's still not cool now. But now, they're acting like it's cool to drink lean and syrup. It's the most dangerous thing our society is facing right now." He took a moment, then added, "Don't you think that's a bit hypocritical? You're calling me opportunistic, but I've got people to feed. I've got a business to run." With a smirk, he said, "You're gonna have Dame Dash take this clip and call me a culture vulture, huh?" Then, Sisqo got serious. When DMX passed, Liar had the nerve to disrespect him. That's when things really went downhill. DMX's send-off happened in Brooklyn on April 25th, 2021, but Liar didn't even bother to show up. Instead, he sent a recording where he called DMX a gremlin and said no one was shocked when he overdosed. That's already disrespectful, but to say it at the man's funeral? That's some real evil energy. Sisqo added, "Everyone knew X was a gremlin, reckless, always looking for a wall to crash into. But X, if you're listening, To XFUCXXMM, this is his death is no surprise, so knowing everything we know about Lur and his arrogant cutthroat attitude, it's honestly not hard to believe that he blacklists someone like Sisqo for standing up to him. It seems Lur treats artists like they are beneath him, only interested in those who are willing to play by his rules and kiss his ring, and if you dare challenge him or speak out against the shady side of the industry, you're likely to end up on his bad side, and that's where Sisqo found himself. And with how manipulative and power-hungry Lear seems to be, it's clear that he'd do whatever it takes to shut down someone who refuses to be controlled. So according to Sisqo, the relationship between him and Lear went south when he started to oppose certain industry practices and policies. Sisqo mentioned that his disagreements with Error led to a strained dynamic, and Lear started labeling him as difficult to work with. You get like a young artist that own a lot, and you got the label that got they. Sometimes, it's not just about what you want, it's about who they're trying to put on and what they want to do. You've got your own vision, your own people you want to take care of. If you come in with your own choreographer, your own designer, your own studio, they start calling you hard to work with. But really, you just want to make sure your people eat. That's not how the game works, though. They were saying my name for a while, but you never spoke up. I never heard you say a word about it. I did once. And that's when everything changed. The blacklist started, and just like that, I was gone. I disappeared. Sisqo's fallout with Liar Cohen was so real. It didn't just hurt his career, it made him invisible. Even at major awards shows like the BET Awards, he was shut out. They erased me from the BET Awards, Sisqo said. I opened the very first one, but when they aired it on TV, I was gone, like I was never even there. That's crazy. If he could do it all over again, would he? Would he still take the long road? At the end of the day, the truth sets you free, he said. I didn't do anything to anybody. I never fell off. They just wouldn't let me do my thing because I wouldn't play their game. That's really what it was. I wouldn't sell my soul. As an artist, you reach a point where you have to choose: sell your soul or stay true to yourself. I took the long road. You might not even have that job anymore, but me? I'll always be me. But there's another side to this story, and it's bigger than just music or industry politics. For years, people spread rumors about Sisqo's sexuality. When Thing Song blew up, so did the rumors. People started saying I wore bikini shorts in the video, and that's when all the gay talk went wild. Wait, what? Bikini shorts? In the video? Sisqo laughed. Nah, that didn't happen. But I did wear a mankini on Celebrity Big Brother. It was a challenge for Hunk of the House. High risk, high reward, you know? And hey, one of the ladies said I had the best one on the planet, so I must have done something right. I had something tucked in the front of that mankini, and I ended up winning. I walked out of the house with the crown as Hunk of the House. The show was the highest rated in Europe, and I left London with that title. It became the biggest moment in Celebrity Big Brother history. Drew Hill got hit with those gay rumors too, and we've talked about it before. Right now, everyone's wearing leather and doing the same stuff I did back in the day, so are they gay too? I guess silence says it all. No one's asking anyone else, so why question me? I'm not here to focus on my sexuality. I'm a trailblazer, and I take risks because I'm confident in who I am. I'm not worried about my manhood, so I can do whatever feels right to express myself as an artist. At the end of the day, it's nobody's business but mine. But Sisqo's downfall in the industry might have a much deeper, darker reason tied to the shady side of Hollywood and what some powerful execs wanted from him. The whole "sell your soul" talk isn't just about fame or drama. Industry insiders say Sisqo was pressured into weird rituals at industry parties. Certain big names were trying to control him by getting him to do things that would give them power over him. Once they had him locked in their control, you can guess what happened next: blackmail. With that kind of power over him, they could make him do whatever they wanted. We've seen similar stories with other artists too, with names like Diddy tied to these kinds of situations. There are even rumors that Diddy learned how to control artists through blackmail from his mentors. Sisqo has never officially confirmed the rumors about being targeted for blackmail, but when he talks about how the industry treated him and tried to force him to sell his soul, it's hard to ignore the red flags. It wasn't just about him refusing to play by the rules. There were rumors that he was pushed out of the spotlight because he didn't want to get involved in those wild rituals. What makes it even worse is how this kind of behavior gets passed down from young, talented artists are getting held back by executives who care more about power and control than their music. These are the kinds of tactics where they can take your career if you don't play by their twisted rules. Sisqo's downfall really shows how far some people in the industry will go to stay in control of artists. But his story is just the start. It shows that being talented and selling records isn't enough for those people. They want you to do exactly what they say and be in debt to them. They control how you're fed, and you don't get a say in it. It's a real shame because we lost a gifted singer who should be seen as one of the greatest Black voices ever. They went ahead and sabotaged his career. The music industry can be so ruthless. It's like something straight out of a horror movie. Back in the day, Dru Hill was that group. They're in my top 5 R&B groups from the 90s, right behind Mint Condition and Jagged Edge. I really hope the original members get back together and drop a reunion album.